trust and follow because you're real. You're a real ass person versus that tin can fake ass facade version.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And I'll go even a step deeper. I totally believe there's some merit to, some people can handle that. I think that's a little bit of a cop-out. Is it really about them not being able to handle it or for you and your brand and for the brand of your ministry?
Yeah, I think it could be a little bit of both and.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much the brand as much as how people will receive you moving forward. So I think from firsthand experience, I've learned this firsthand experience. It's not so much we don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to share what's going on.
Yeah.
It's that some people will look at you, and when you preach on that pulpit, or when you try to implement this is a biblical kind of sentiment.
Yeah.
People will say, I'm not going to trust you. You're not even taking your own word, even though you think it's right. You're not following it. And I think for some people, firsthand knowledge, experience, they really can't handle it. I love that you're able to sit before me because you know me pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think you're able to receive that because we have that relationship. And so when someone just hears someone that they don't really know from a pulpit saying, this is what I've been through, whatever, without a relationship, judgment and critique becomes the forerunner before empathy and compassion.
That makes sense. But I can't help but feel a reaction inside of me because that sounds unhealthy as hell. Like where is the boundary drawn? Because I want to live a life where I'm free from the pressure of trying to control. You can never control what people think of you anyways.
Sure.
Ever. And in fact, if you're a leader that tries to, that's a flag for me. I'm out.
Sure, but do you tell everybody all your deep dark secrets? Do you let everybody into your world and your issues and your darkness?
No, I don't. But I have been working hard to do that for two reasons. One, I want to be in the driver's seat of my life and kind of take back power from some of those things. And then two, and I think this directly relates to pastors, dude, the more you talk about it, the more you disarm it, and the more you encourage others to come out about it.
Yeah, and transparency is huge.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like that deep, vulnerable space.
Yeah.
You don't allow everybody in.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Okay. To be fair, 100% with my real shit. You're right. I have a small circle of people that I
keep
trust,
it close. Yeah.
And I can trust that they're gonna have what's my best interest in mind,
Absolutely.
and I value their perspectives and all that. So okay, that makes sense.
But to your point, sometimes pastors don't allow even the close knit of people in.
Yeah.
And I think that's your point of like, this is where accountability becomes flawed because we don't allow people in. And so when we don't allow that to happen, we can't hold people accountable.
Right.
And this is where certain pastors or leaders become unhealthy. And when you become unhealthy, that seeps through your ministry, that seeps through your organization.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I do. Okay, so that was good. So common misconceptions or things we don't know. Spoken or unspoken pressure of not being able to fail, and a culture of not really sharing that stuff. Right? We're the two?
It's a great summary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually helps me think about things a little bit differently. I'll go back to, again, my experience, which is just that, my experience. But I remember in college, because we go on the topic of the close circle, right? And just true accountability, right? And when I saw the circle of accountability for my pastor, it didn't really seem like a real circle of accountability. It really felt like people, I mean, if I want to be OD dramatic, I'll say we're